Welcome back, everyone. You are watching the training week from February 3rd. Do I need to mention the weekly focus? I think not. It was an amazing week. So amazing that I think I'm going to take this week lighter to give my body some recovery and start focusing a bit more on technique. But as you can see, I quadrupled my weekly kind of like, what do you call it, allowance of that Pagan-Coleman connection. So usually for the last 2 weeks I've made one connection a week, and of course that doesn't mean I caught it, simply just sending that connection, connecting the two together. This week, 4 times I made the connection. Speaking of connections, the Stoop Half Gaylord 2 connection, tucked Gaylord 2, caught for the first time on a Saturday. You can look forward to seeing that. And did the peach half on P-bar, much like I said last week. I believe I said I'm gonna give it a try because peaches are feeling good, and you're literally about to see it right now. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Misha and I clearly love gymnastics, and here you can see every single turn that I've taken on the equipment in over 4 years now. And today I think we're not going to do so much narrating, but there are a couple questions that came through in the last couple of training weeks, so we're going to focus on that. They're going to kind of appear sporadically throughout the video, so until I see the first one, we'll just look at this P-bar sesh. So if I did peach half like that consistently all the time, it would probably be worth putting in, but peach half in my routine construction would be, I think, like 4th or 5th, and the grip at that point gets a bit inconsistent, so you know, you're only winning 0.1 over a regular peach to handstand. But you know, it's fun to train it. It's quite a fun skill. You have to hop, let go of the bar and hop. For double layouts, I stacked an extra 10 centimeter mat today. Was fighting for that stick but no cigar. Put an extra 10 centimeter on top and stood it up. So the plan there is to continue stacking mats until it's well above the floor height, and then, you know, I might actually try it one day on the actual floor. Flare spindle, another game I wanted to play, another skill I wanted to try, just curious to see how it feels. One of my favorite skills to watch on pommel. You know, it's been done like since late 80s. People were already doing like flare spindle over the pommels and all that stuff, so the skill's been around for a long time, but it's a looker for sure. So here comes the first question. First question from Squiddy. Hey Misha, I'm a level 9 US male gymnast and I've been in a really annoying plateau in my gymnastics for the past 2 years, and I'm starting to lose motivation. Do you have any advice? It's a deep question. It's a deep question, and I think we've all been there where things start to plateau. We're not making the progress that we want to make. And I've been through it multiple times myself. And of course, I don't know, you know, specific details about your training and how it's going, but I can give some general advice. And one thing that I found works with some athletes that I've come across my life that have hit a similar problem is to take a closer look at what they want from gymnastics. What do they really want? You know, like if you're in the US, you might be after making it to college. But before we go on with that, like that, me laying down there, that was not disappointment. It looks like I'm disappointed. That I probably stayed there for like a good 30 seconds just to detox from the sheer terror of, you know, what I experience on high bar these days. It's a detox. But 2 in 1 day was massive wins, and you'll see again 2 in 1 day on the Saturday. Thursday was a public holiday, so didn't train on Thursday. But back to the question, you know, if you're in the States and you might be after some colleges, so, you know, you take a look at your favorite colleges. What kind of apparatus do they need? Does it match with your strengths? And tailor make your training specifically for your goals. You know, like right now you see my goal is pretty much just one. I want to catch Pagan Coleman. I'm not going to be doing gymnastics for forever, you know, and I'm in a position where I can catch one of my biggest dream connections that I could quite literally only have dreamed of. So I'm chasing that, and I'm tailor making my training specifically for that, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it. So something, like I said, that worked for some boys I've worked with is to stop their weak apparatus. Like, for example, let's say you're weak on pommel horse, cut pommel horse out and switch out that pommel horse time for an event that you want to pursue, where you can still have a potential to get more skills, or that you're excited to work skills on that apparatus. So looks like already time for the next question. I'm not even finished. This one comes from a long-time viewer of Royal Dunkers. Hi Misha, I'm curious about what your weekly strength and conditioning routine looks like. Do you include strength and conditioning after every session, or do you structure it separately? Also, do you plan it in a way that avoids overlap, like not doing floor the day after heavy leg training? Again, like, you could talk for hours about these questions. They're really, really good, deep questions. Well, my personal plan is I hit my upper body really hard on Tuesdays and Saturdays. So you probably see Tuesdays and Fridays I go really hard in the gymnastic sense, but I spend my energy on the conditioning, not on the Friday but the Saturday, just to give myself one more day. And that's just the way I do it. That's when I do my ring strength and my general all in one day. And I find that it works quite well, but every body is different, and you have to be specific to your goals. Like, I'm reminded, I went through a phase where I was doing lots of straight body pulls, like landing on the high bar in front giant grip and pulling myself up like a front lever pull to upside down to vertical. And I was doing that to increase my power in my front giants. So a few weeks happened and I increased my power, but then my timing became really different for all my Gaylord type skills. So I had to change my tap and go much earlier, or I had to change the speed of my giant and not pull so hard. So that was a mistake on my part to mess with my natural pull, you see. So there's a lot of different kind of places where you can do strength, but you have to be really smart, really specific, and you just have to learn from your mistakes, because you can't always get it right on the first try. If I was prioritizing ring strength, for example, I would be doing a lot less gymnastics. Like, so much high bar, it just fries your arms. Your shoulders are destroyed after doing the amount of high bar that I do. So by the time I'm on my ring strength, there's not much left. I'm already all torn up. So if I was prioritizing ring strength, let's say, I'd be doing much less high bar and more like weights and ring strength. So you got to be specific. One more idea about the previous question, as we see the first stoop half to tuck Gaylord 2. That was a pleasant surprise. If you watch the stoop half right now, watch my hands. I completely came off the bar. Off. But it's getting better, can't complain. So I was going to say, you imagine being a 100-meter sprinter where, I imagine like every year or two they're making gains of like just a few split seconds, maybe a few tenths of split seconds. But at least, and they're doing the same thing, but we have all this variety at least, and we can, one skill's not working out, you can try something else. You can do another apparatus. So we have variety, but imagine like being a sprinter. Now that would be tough, because like all of your training seems like a plateau. You just get in minute little increases in your, say, 100-meter sprint length. But we have a lot of variety, and we can put our eggs in all sorts of different baskets. So I hope I answered those questions at least somewhat. Again, like in a video like this where I'm trying to be a bit more fast-paced, you can only think of so much to say, but I think that would be the main points. So on Saturday I tried to do giant diamies after the second attempt at a first half without doing the drilling off the end of the bar, and yeah, I'm not ready. It was all over the place, it was messy. I went back to my old technique where I'm not kicking to a straight body as I initiate the twist. So this week, like I said, I'm going to take it much lighter, and I'm going to focus on a lot of those things like that giant Diamondov drill. And I've still yet to think about, what exactly I'm going to use this week for. but definitely a bit, well, if any, releases in general on high bar. You know, like I said, I need a detox from the terror of putting myself through all those releases all the time, and you know, maybe think of some more things to clean up my legs, maybe some more standing front halves with clean form, things like that. I'm looking forward to having a slightly relaxing week, and then gonna continue chipping away at that dream connection soon. Finish the week off with a little bit of tumbling. Can't quite keep my chest up to punch that ideal front tuck. Josh's double twist, double pike goal that we set in October is due February 14th, so that's looking very unlikely. Now this week, like I said before, so much high bar ring strength just felt weaker. I was catching my crosses higher because I could just feel the pain in my joints. And for me, it's worth it. You know, right now for me, the priority is high bar. Though funny enough, inverted cross felt a bit stronger, so in this last set, I took it a bit lower than usual. And that's us. That was really fast paced. Thanks for watching. All the best, and until next time.